Hello, this is the loading screen for Inscryption. It's very white. Alright, now we're into the actual thing. For various reasons, I'm capturing my screen and not the game, and so you're going to get some of these little pop-ups. How's it going? It's a Sunday. There is still a little bit of weekend left for people for whom today is a weekend. Some places it's Monday. Iori is probably in bed, so I hope that the Monday is not bad for them. So Clover, smaller backpack, pricey pelts. I think we're going to stick with Clover and start our run. Okay, and I've got the top of the window part chopped off, since that's the way I'm running it. All right, this non-plot stoat has a weird look. Something I am going to do, however, is get up and solve this, because I looked up. Just going to make this a little bit quieter. So 2, 7, 3. Ooh, it's junk. I don't know what this is. It's poop. Wolf cub and a river snapper. All right, what if instead we one, 1, 6. Okay, what if we go back? Can we close this? Oh, did I do this in the wrong order? I wonder if you do 1, 1, 6, it opens to something better, and that I get nothing because I opened it this way using the old combination. Interesting. Okay, back to love this music. What can you offer me for those pelts? All right, a Warren has the rabbit hole. When you play it, you get a rabbit, which is like being able to, you can use 1 blood to play 2 cards, which means you can turn 1 blood into 2 if you need to. So this is, Warren is kind of a ramp that also provides a blocker. Kaycee was a death card. Kaycee is one of the devs who works at the fictional company that makes the fictional Inscryption inside the game Inscryption that I'm playing. Kingfisher, Raven Egg, I think sounds good. Let's try Raven Egg and Warren, and I will see if my thoughts about Warren as a ramp option are accurate. Right, I have a full inventory, so I don't necessarily want a pack rat just right now. So let's go ahead and beef up a creature real quick. Whose health shall I enhance? I can make the Warren a much better blocker. That could be interesting. However, I could also give the rabbit icon to something else. So today, in honor of playing a creepy horror game, I am drinking Space Coke, which has this kind of dark red blood color. The Warren does give me bunny cards. When a card pairing the sigil is played, a rabbit is created in your hand. I can also beef up the wolf. Yeah, it's the Coke Starlight, which is like a gimmick flavor limited edition thing that they put out earlier this year. I think it may be still available. It's not amazing. I wanted to try it out because novelty that fits within my interests and tastes is very welcome in pandemic times. Bullfrog as a blocker for flight is also good. But let's go all in on the Warren. And I'm gonna press my luck again. Oh, the Warren died. Okay, so now I found out that in the one press your luck in this mode, you can lose your creature, which makes sense. So basically the last two spaces netted us the Raven Egg because we lost the Warren and did not get an upgrade. So there's a Bullfrog coming. And let's do Squirrel into Raven Egg because Raven Egg is going to do more damage than the Bullfrog, and so we will overtake them in damage. So now you're doing 2. So I'm going to play a Squirrel and play a Stoat as a blocker. Raven does 2. And I'm going to draw a Squirrel because then I can pop these both to play a Wolf. The Wolf will kill both of these Bullfrogs and Raven will do 2. And now I'm going to do 5 more damage, which means I'll get 3 teeth. Nice. Alright, Prospector to Sigil to fight to random card, or Trapper to fire to totem battle to kin. Actually, let's look at... I have 3 or 4 teeth, I think. So I don't know that I can use Trapper just yet, so let's go to Prospector. I like me a gamble. Pick a boulder. Nope, it's a Mantis. Alright, so this is a Mantis with Corpse Eater. If a creature that you own perishes by combat, a card bearing this sigil is automatically played in its place. On Mantis, I'm not super into that. Well, I guess we'll see what happens. We might be able to imbue... nope, we cannot... Or I guess we can sacrifice one of these to imbue something else. We'll sacrifice the Bullfrog, which has flying defense, and we'll give it to the Stoat. So we're just consolidating, I guess. Not a great result. Not super into this run, honestly. This feels very warm-up run today. Bees! But I can also just play the Mantis for 1 blood, which I think I will. Make them kind of play something into that lane to get rid of it. Yep, so they will come and do that. But I can now, nope, sacrifice these 2 and play the Wolf. Wolf will kill the Bee. Bee will do 1. I'm going to play the Squirrel here. Wolf attacks for 3. Bees come up. We're back to even, but now I have a Raven. Squirrel could have drawn the other thing. We go up by 2. We go back down by 2. I'm going to play the Squirrel into the Stoat. Stoat will kill the Bee, and then these will do 5 damage. Okay. No teeth, but good damage. River Otter, Skink, or Corpse Maggots. So they have the same jump into play if a creature in your hand dies. I just don't have a whole lot because I've been consolidating, so I'm going to go for the River Otter because it's a consistent attacker, and, well, we'll see. What are you? Your power. Alright, I'm going to put the Mantis on there, but then I'm only going to go once. Mantis 1 power to Mantis 2 power is +2 damage because it goes 2 and 2. Thanks so much for the follow, Backburner. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. Okay, we got a bee coming in. I'm just going to turn down my system audio a little because that notification came through quite sturdily. Hey, Backburner. Right. I will go ahead and squirrel to Mantis here. Mantis is protected and can do damage 2 and 2. So B hits for 1. Squirrel to Raven Egg, and Mantis is going to kill that bee and then hit for 2. Is that the fight? That is the fight. Powered up Mantis. Mantis and Mantis God. Some of the best cards in the game. River Snapper and a wolf. We have a wolf, so we could double up the wolf for the mycologists. We already have a waterborne card in the River Otter. Kingfisher is also flying, so Kingfisher is a really great attacker. But I'm going to go for the wolf instead because of the chance to double up the wolves. And because wolf is just a really strong attacker to begin with. So now I will get the pack rat. And a chance to enhance health. So I'm going to enhance the health of my stoat 1 time. To make them a better blocker. And now we face the first boss. The smoke. What you first mistook for a misshapen boulder appeared to be a hulking man. You attempted to sneak past him, but your foot made contact with a metal bucket. It's the angler. I am the angler. You are the fish. Cuckoo cachoo. Kingfisher. So smoke is 1. You're a flyer. I want to put the smoke in the way to basically take a hit. Oh, I could put a stoat. No, I could play squirrel to stoat, and the stoat will block the Kingfisher. And I'm going to go ahead and take this because I know I have a pack rat that I can start playing. I'm going to sack that to get a Raven Egg, which will give us some offense next turn. Okay, so now the angler wants to steal my raven, which you can see from this fish hook. Instead, I'm going to play a squirrel and let them steal the squirrel, and my raven and stoat will attack. Do I want to no, because if I play a new card, then the angler will go get it. So instead, we're just going to attack for 3. And then the angler steals my squirrel. But since the squirrel has 0 power, the squirrel's not really attacking. And we're going to take 1 more squirrel. I'm going to hold on to my cards because I know I'm going to win this phase, and the enemy's going to drop some stuff here that I don't want to overcommit before the next phase. I should get a tooth for overkill in the first phase. So yeah, now they have bait buckets. Bait buckets have 1 health, but when I kill one of the bait buckets, it will turn into a shark. So this stoat is going to hit the bucket and then face a shark, but the raven is going to just keep flying. So I'm going to play both squirrels, drop them for a wolf, and the wolf is going to attack. And then I'm going to save the smoke for a defender against this great white after the great white eats my squirrel. But I had enough damage to be victorious, so my backup plan was not necessary. Perhaps one of these will entice you. These are rares. Mantis God, Amalgam, or a Strange Larva. I have a 2/1 Mantis, but Mantis God is a triple attacker, and I don't have a lot of type cohesion yet. Like I have 2 wolves, Like, you probably don't count, like, maybe you count as a rodent? Like, stoat, river otter, yeah, because, like, they don't have a type here in the top left. So, I will go with the Mantis God. Mantis, the mantids have led me well. They have served me well. Sheets of icy snow battered your body as you fought your way up to a vantage point. The snow-covered trees jutted from the landscape like prickly, misplaced teeth. You continued on through the snow line. Pardon me while I block. That spammer. And as a reminder, for folks who are watching, Inscryption is a horror game, so there's some content warning here for teeth, blood, eyeballs, and other stuff. So just be aware of that. Pronghorn, Black Goat, or the Alpha. Black Goat is great because of being an excellent sacrifice. Pronghorn has double attack and move, but costs 2. Pronghorn is a good candidate to kind of put those sigils on somebody else. The Alpha has the leader ability where cards adjacent gain 1 power, but they themselves are fairly weak. My deck is small. I have 1, 2, 3 cards that cost 2 blood. I'm going to go ahead and take the Black Goat to continue to improve my economy. And I already have one of these, so I'm going to take the fan. And knowing that I have the pack rat, I should make sure to keep using my items rather than being precious with them. Porcupine and 2 elk fawn coming in. Now the raven is going to fly over the porcupine if I put it over here, which is what I believe I want to do. But those 2 will come in and do some damage. That is not going to immediately be a problem. And I'm going to hold these cards because I cannot sacrifice the frozen opossum because it has this type of border, which means it's not animate. It's not alive. And I want the raven to attack because the porcupine will hit it once, and then I can sacrifice the raven next turn. Because that 2 damage gets me back to even. These elks will be a bit of a challenge, however. Because my wolf does not kill them in 1 hit, and would in fact die to the hit from the elk. So let's see, if I play both, if I play the wolf with squirrels, I would have 5 attack, but I'm down by 2. So even if I use this, I would be down by 1, and then I'd go up to +4. And then I would take 2 damage. You would take 2. You'd go back over here. I'm going to go ahead and use my double squirrel situation and play the wolf there to do attacking damage rather than undermining the elk damage. And I'm going to go ahead and use this. This is a teeth thing. So now I'm up by, I guess I need to draw wolf. All right, I'm gonna draw a blocker. I'm up by 1, which means 1, 2, oh, I'm up by 2. So if the wolf could hit the enemy, then I'd be dead, which means I'm going to use the fan to make my wolf a flyer, and then I attack for 3 and win. So I've cleared some room for items for when I play the pack rat, or a time when I get to the item. This is a painter card. So I think I'm going to go up there, and I've been getting some teeth, right? No, I do not have that many teeth. Let's step back. Wolf Cub, River Snapper, we don't have that. This is just gross. I don't have... I guess I need a key to open this. That's what this looks like. And the teeth do not accumulate here. We do have this thing making, doing music, which is cool. So we're gonna go do a trial. Trial of blood, trial of power, trial of health. So we have one beefy boy in the stoat. I think trial of power is going to be better because we have 1, 2, 3, less than 50% of our cards are blood. All right, that's 5. So we get, ooh, what's this? Made of Stone. A card bearing the sigil is immune to the effects of a touch of death and stinky. And a flying defender, which is a little wonky. Dam Builder, when a card bearing the sigil is played, a dam is created on each empty adjacent space. 0 power, 2 health. So this beehive is just like a super defender. The cat, however, is a leader and a rabbit hole and many lives. So this is incredible value. If I can protect this cat, it's going to just do a bunch for me. And I'm going to go to the painter because it's fun. Hello! Fleshy says, I can't allow this for much longer. I wonder if that's if the painter will go away. So I could double my cool mantis, hoping to get maybe a 3 power mantis. I could double my cat, but then I would have a lot of blood. Yeah, that goo is, I think, one of Magnificus's apprentices. Who do I want to double? Let's go ahead and double a Mantis God and see what happens. Tricky. Let's see, do they do less well with rares? No, here's a Mantis God that's 2/1. Alright, I really want to get some overkill on this one because there's a trapper right as the next spot in my path. So a Raven Egg that is pokey. The Snowy Fur will block for 2 turns, it looks like. This Porcupine is 1/2. So I could play my Mantis God here, but then they would attack the Porcupine. So the Mantis God is a little bit vulnerable in this situation. They're decent board clear, however. Squirrel. Stoat is pretty solid against the Porcupine because of the 4 health. So that is okay. Mantis God has 1 health. So if I play the Mantis God and I hit the Raven Egg, the Mantis God would immediately then die. But I would eliminate the Raven Egg, which will start doing me a lot of damage. We'll see if this damage is simultaneous. I believe it's not. Yeah. So Porcupine hits me, hits there. Raven Egg is coming. This is not looking super great for me, TBH. So I'm going to steal... I'm going to steal the Porcupine, which will even things out a bit. I could then play Squirrel and sacrifice them both for the wolf, and that wolf will then kill the alpha. And I'm going to draw one of these, because otherwise, like, If I just play the squirrel, all they can do is be a blocker. So wolf is going to attack for 3. Then the raven is going to hit for 2, hit on the fur. And amusingly, I could play the squirrel, sacrifice it for the cat, and then my wolf would become 4 strength. And then I can play this rabbit here, and it will also gain 1 strength, but it's only going to be attacking the fur. This will hit the raven egg and take 1, and hit the other raven egg and take 1. So the wolf will die, but it will clear out both of these enemies. So raven clears out the fur. Amusingly, this cat, so I could play the squirrel and the squirrel would gain power. I don't know that the squirrel may not get to attack because the cat is going to die when it hits the raven egg. But let's go ahead and play it just in case. Yeah, squirrel hits for 0. So then the ravens are causing me trouble. Yeah, I think I will lose this fight. Yep, because I just all economy, no punch. I need some, or I used up a lot of my hitters earlier on because the enemy had the spiky. All right, now that there's been some smoke extinguished, what's our situation here? No, that's not. I wonder if there's something you could do there that will produce specific effects. Like changing music. If you change the music to the right thing at the right time, it'll do something. That would be fun. So we just have 3 teeth here, which means I'm going to take 1 rabbit pelt and have 1 left over and be done. Just trying to kind of extend the logic of the game. Bones! Birds. I also have 1 bird. And 1, 2 insects. Mantis god, or I have 3 because mantis, mantis god, mantis god. So let's take that. And a fight. So we have to win all the rest of the fights in this act because we lost 1 earlier. So rabbit pelt has 1 defense. River otter will disappear. Mole. So squirrel to river otter. If I make you come over here, it will keep the moose there. Right? No, because the mole is not in play. So now the river otter is going to hit the moose buck, and then the moose buck is just going to get to attack. So, and I'm out of items here because I used them all up previously. Well, if this run ends quickly, then we will get to move on to something else. So I'm going to go over here. The mole is going to jump over. And then the moose buck is going to hit and push. For now, I'm just going to stall, and the wolf is going to kill the mole and the elk fawn. Moose buck is going to kill my squirrel. We're going to trade damage, 3 for 3. And now my wolf is going to die against this unless I do something. But what I can do is trade this wolf for a wolf here and attack for 3. And the sparrow comes up and blocks the moose buck. And now my wolf, no, because this one, you're a pushy one, not a movie one. Stoat. So wolf hits moose buck. Then they hit me for a bunch. Yep. All right. So that's this first run. We had various mantids, but things did not come together well. What a shame. Okay. Second run. Let's see. Is this already opened? It's not opened. So let's try this first. Okay, 116, and now we're going to try 116 over here. Ta-da! A peculiar hexagon. Ah, so look at this. So that's the I think that may be the Magnificus boss fight music. Moose buck and beaver. Yep. I wonder what that will do. Maybe it isn't the Magnificus fight, or it's a variant on that music. So, do we have Rat King in the folks who were paying attention? Was Rat King in the portrait for this run? So, I'm inclined towards something like Mantis and Sparrow. Bloodhound is just more expensive than I want for the type of being it is. Elk Fawn is also pretty solid at the becomes a 2/4, and putting these sigils onto something else might not suck. Worker Ant on their own is okay. I would need to draft more Ants cards for them to be as useful. Alright, so I think I'm going to take Sparrow and Elk Fawn as to not be just a parody of myself in playing Mantis all the time. Right, Woodcarver, item, fire, and I have just like a full spread, so the Woodcarver thing is not doing a lot for me. Let's go to the fire. And health. So let's let the Bullfrog improve in health. And we sneak away. And now we do a fight. I'm going to try and remember to use one of these items so that if we get an item slot ahead, we will be okay. Bullfrog, Fawn. So the Skink is not a massive threat, so we're going to go ahead and play the Elk Fawn over here. They'll hit for 1. Skink will hit for 1. And now my elk becomes more vigor. Squirrel here to Bullfrog. Bullfrog is going to hit the Skink. The Skink is going to skitter. And now that Skink will hit for 1. Skink will hit the elk. And here I am up by 1, which means if I sacrifice the squirrel and the bullfrog and put them here, I would become up by 4. Because this wriggling tail doesn't do any offense. And the elk has now cleared out the skink. And I'm at I was at +4, now I'm at +3. And I will do +3, so I'm going to get 1 tooth from this. unless yeah, so I can sacrifice the elk and play the stoat here, and now I will get a second tooth. And I'll get another one by using this. So I'm just trying to rack up teeth for the trapper. Yep, great. Random or by kith. All right, let's do by kith because we might be able to build up something for a totem. Okay, bugs, antlers, lizards. So we have one of antlers, one of lizards. Let's do lizards. River snapper. Okay, very tanky. And this is power increase. I'm tempted to go sparrow here because flyer. That difference between 1 and 2 is really solid. And because we're streaming Let's Play Press Our Luck, and so the sparrow goes away. Womp womp. Well, the first day, oh, you may keep the bones. Interesting. The first stream last week, I pressed my luck 1 or 2 times and did not lose a creature. So this is just deviation to the mean. And I don't have anything that requires bones just yet. There's another skink. So we're gonna do like we started and put the fawn all the way over here so it's out of the skink's way. We'll trade damage. There comes an adder, but this elk is going to dodge out of the way of that snapper at least a little bit. I'm gonna pull my squirrel and I'm going to double these up and put down a wolf here because I want the elk to be able to move. And I think that will actually just win us the fight because that's 3 and 2. And now we have four teeth. So I'm going to go by kith again. And then we'll know what we want. All right, so I'm going to take another lizard just to kind of solidify that. Now we have something to spend bones on in the rattler. So, lizards, reptiles, I guess. If Sean Duke were here, he could give me a better term, since Sean is a herpetologist. A lay herpetologist. Herper. So rattler is 6 bones. This looks like it gives me 4 bones. Skink. Alright, so we're just gonna put a stoat there to trade off with the skink. Because it's gonna then skitter. Alright, 1 more bone. If I get a second bones, then I can pull this and play the rattler. Rattler is not touch of death, but it is a 3/1. This adder is touch of death. So we're going to go ahead and play this, and I will sacrifice the squirrel to play the bullfrog in order to then be able to play the rattler here. So we're going to go up by 4, and I think that will just win the fight. Okay. Don't have to worry about the adder at all. Now we get a random draw. Otter, Beehive, Raven. Let's look at our deck. We've got Rattler is good on offense, Wolf is good on offense, Bullfrog and Snapper are defenders. 2 that cost 2 blood. Yeah, I think the flyer is going to be the thing here. So, 1 elk, 3 lizards. So I could sacrifice my elk fawn and give these sigils to something else, which could be cool. like the wolf or maybe the raven. Or buff something, or get the wood carver. I'm going to do the odd thing here and go for the wood carver to try to get a bonus, because that will apply to 3 of my creatures. Touch of Death for all my lizards is pretty cool. River Snapper and the Bullfrog, so let's do that. That is a very good pull, Arudno. So squirrel, and then some bones, because we do have the rattler, and it's a nice beefy attacker. Once again, the angler as boss 1. So we get our Touch of Death Bullfrog. The Touch of Death will not matter on the Kingfisher because the Kingfisher has the Waterborne ability where it dives down. But I want to get something on the board, so I'm going to do Squirrel and then Bullfrog here, and we'll see what happens. Hit for 1 and dive. Now, what I can do is Squirrel, sacrifice Bullfrog and Squirrel for Wolf, and then play the Smoke, and the Smoke will draw the Angler's Hook, and I can hit for 3. The slower play is yeah, I think I will go ahead and do this. So I'm going to sack both of these for Wolf here, and then I'm going to play the Smoke here, and that will get in the way of their attacker. So now the Smoke is going to just sit there. So I'm going to draw a Squirrel. My Wolf is going to attack for 3. Their Kingfisher will attack for 1. They're going to try and take my Wolf, but the Wolf will do enough damage to overkill. So I'm just going to wait and let the Wolf attack, because that breaks the Angler kind of claim ability. And now there's just the 1 bait bucket on the board, which is great for me. So now I have a Touch of Death River Snapper. And the Wolf is going to hit the bait bucket and then prompt a shark, but here's something I can do. I can play these and then put the Raven over here, and now this bait bucket is never going to turn into a shark if I don't put something else there in front of it. So they're going to play a bait bucket, but it does not have flying block. So I'm just going to do this. Now I'm attacking for 3, and that's that. River Snapper would love that bait bucket. Bucket gone. True story. Okay, so again we have beaten 1 boss. Mole Man, Strange Larva, or Uriduli. So I have the special thing for reptiles. None of these are reptiles. Mole Man is a great blocker. My River Snapper is also a great blocker, but Mole Man is cheaper, but doesn't have any attack. Strange Larva does become very beefy eventually. So I think of these options, I'm going to take the Strange Larva. I may put that sigil onto something else because it will make things beefy. You heard the howling of wolves greeting the morning sun. The sight of a nearby coyote caused you to quicken your pace. You had reached the woodlands. So is something interesting and different now? Because there's also a bottom thing. Moosebuck and Beaver were in here. Yeah, Mole Man is a good defender if you don't want to be attacking. Okay, because this symbol is not quite the same as the record that I found. But it doesn't unlock any of this. Still doesn't seem to do anything. So these are things that Leshy stole from the other scribes, the hammer and the wand. The trial. Trial of blood, trial of power, trial of kin. So I do have 1, 2, 3 lizards. And I have 3 lizards, 1 bug, 1 bird, 1 canine. Power. I think power is going to be my best bet here. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 that cost 2 blood, but I also have 1 that costs bones. So that's that. We get a cockroach, a mole, or a kingfisher. So this is a triple blood kingfisher who is also a dam builder. The mole is unkillable and fecundity. When a card bearing the sigil is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. So this mole is really powerful because they jump in as a blocker, they come back to me, and then when I play them, I get more of them. So the mole seems like a great defender option here, but let's consider the cockroach first. Bones, unkillable, so you come back. You attack and then you submerge, but I think when you're submerged, you're not stinky, so I'm going to take the mole. And we have full items here, so I'm going to go over to the fire rather than get a pack rat. So enhance health. If I enhance the mole, then every version of that mole is has more health. So that's seems like a pretty great idea. Let me consider everything else first. If I do strange larva, it becomes more likely that the strange larva will survive long enough to attack. Same thing for the elk fawn. All right, and now I'm not going to press my luck because we're going to have our unkillable fecund burrower defender. And we got our toxic lizards. So squirrel to mole. We get a mole in our hand. Now this mole, you'll see, does not have fecundity, so I can't just like infinitely trade moles to like generate bones or something. I can, however, grab this squirrel. They have a rabbit coming in. So I'm going to play the squirrel and then play that bullfrog, because then the bullfrog will kill the porcupine in 1 hit rather than getting worn down as it would otherwise. Mole defends. I'm going to draw here. Bullfrog will kill the porcupine, and then the coyote will come up and probably kill the bullfrog. But I do want to do that. So I think I'm just going to sit here. Coyotes attack, 1, 2. So I could play I could get bones here, which I think I want to. And we're going to play that Rattler here, which will kill the Coyote. The Mole does not have Flying Leap, however. So we're just going to sit there. Coyote kills Mole. Mole goes back into my hand. Sparrow hits me for 1. 1 squirrel, mole, mole. So this, when the mole comes back into my hand, it has fecundity, but this other one doesn't. So I think if I play this mole again, I will get a second extra mole in my hand. So, scary snapper. So squirrel to mole, second extra mole in my hand. Rattler hits for 3. Coyote kills Rattler. Squirrel. So squirrel and mole could become raven, but I think instead squirrel will become mole, and then those will be my blockers for a little bit. And then I can do this. Nope. Nope, not this one. Where I play squirrel, and then I can do this mole and the squirrel for the raven, who will survive 2 turns, or the river snapper, who will just outright kill the coyote but then not do much damage. I don't have that many more cards, so I'm going to go for the kind of longevity option here and have that river snapper. Now here's a tricky thing. I can sacrifice this mole to play that mole, which then gives me another mole in my hand. So this mole will be able to basically block as long as I want them to, because I can just cycle through these moles. Which is pretty rad. And now wow. Arudinal says, I was dragging a bucket at a lake to get mussels as a kid and pulled up the bucket. It was super heavy. It was a river snapper that crawled in the bucket to get the mussels I had already dragged. That was a surprise. That does sound like a surprise. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay. So I'm going to do these 2 and then play the raven here, which will out-damage the sparrow. Now I have in my hand a zillion moles. So I'm going to draw this. This mole goes back into my hand. So squirrel and mole to wolf. Squirrel to mole. So much fecundity. Look at all these moles. And we'll wait a turn. Raven goes up by 2. Sparrow hits for 1. Then I can trade squirrel and mole for wolf. And that should win the fight. Just having those moles lets us be more defensive, and it makes fights slower. All right, river snappers aren't as huge as an alligator snapper, not even close. It was about a foot across average for them. Luckily for us, an alligator snapper would never fit in the little 3-gallon pail we're using. Okay, that makes sense. I was thinking like I was imagining an alligator snapper. So trial, random card, then painting or trapper. So we do now have some more bones. We're going to go over here and get hopefully a higher quality pelt. Ooh, do we have 7 to get the knife? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Yeah, so that's 5 and 6. It's 7 to get the knife, unfortunately. So we're just going to get a wolf pelt instead. Okay, is this the painter music? will there be some kind of special effect here? So I probably don't want to double my mole here because I already have that like mole generation engine. Elk Fawn. Duplicating the Elk Fawn is tempting because if it comes back as a 2 attack, then it should become a 3 attack when it's a grown-up elk. But I'm going to go ahead and go with Wolf with the hope that I get like a 4-2 Wolf. Yep, so there's a 4-2 Wolf, and then if I get to the mycologists, I can have a 7-4 Wolf. Rudnell says, no, I've seen them up close more than once, though. They are straight-up dinosaur-age leftovers. They don't move to eat. They got a tongue that looks like a worm, and they lay there on the rocks like looking like rocks on the bottom. Lunch comes to them. Ambush predators like alligators. Yeah, that makes sense, and fairly terrifying. Because I wouldn't want to step on something and have my foot look like lunch. Squirrel can go to strange larva. And then I can, let's see, you'll do 3 damage total. I won't get 1 shot. If I put the strange larva here, because the strange larva takes a little while. I can, however, put the wolf pelt down in front of something, which I think I'm going to do this here, which will eat a shot from the coyote. So now we're at 0-3. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to use the angler hook to steal that coyote. So now it's mine. And I'm going to play the squirrel here and sacrifice these 2 to get a raven. So the raven will do 2, and that buys me some time. So the coyote hits, but then this becomes a Mothman who's going to hit for 7. And I will just let them attack. And that gets me some more teeth. Let's see, I do have my lizard thing. So if I go here, I might be able to get a different symbol for my lizards, which might be good. If I go the other way, I can sacrifice something. I don't know whether the symbol on the larva would automatically give somebody like that huge power boost after 2 turns. Because this is unique. Because this fledgling is the same fledgling as that one, but the strange larva is very different because of what it is specifically. So right now I actually don't know that I want to sacrifice anything, except maybe raven to give something else flying, like flying wolves. Flying wolves wouldn't suck. That's into a normal fight, and then I don't know what this is because there's a shadow on it. I guess it's just a random card because there's a question mark, or it might be the trader. Don't want to be weak versus water magic. Yeah, let's go this way to the left. A cat, rattler, or bullfrog. So either of these would be a duplicate. They would gain the touch of death from the totem. We have moles for defense. I kind of want offense at this point because I've got these pelts are also on defense. Wolves are my primary offense, and raven and strange larva. Doubling up on the rattler, the bones cost is very high. I will take the cat because the cat lets me get to wolves faster and more readily. I can also give something else many lives. But I think instead I'm going to have a flying wolf. Flying wolves, flying wolves. Flying wolf. Okay. Sparrow and Raven. I've got a Grand Fur on defense. squirrel. We get that strange larva down, turn 1. They come up. We're going to take 1. Raven hits the fur. Pupa is gestating. Squirrel to stoat. Stoat is going to hit the sparrow for 1. And then here comes a bunch of enemies. Mothman is going to hit for 7. I am... I guess I need to do this. We are at -2, but we're going to hit for 7, so that should take us to... Wicked Witch was green because she was allergic to water, so she got moldy. That's an interesting read. I could see the logic there to try to convince folks to shower. We've got three bones here is not enough for the Rattler. And the squirrel can't block the Raven, so let's just see if my math is correct. Yep. Mothman. River Snapper, Wolf, or Raven. So we could get a Raven back. We could have 3 wolves. I don't want to get another River Snapper, because the River Snapper is too defendy, and I have those moles. Go ahead and take the Raven. And item, which is very welcome, because we are out of items. Scissors are very good. And Boulder is defense. We have the lots of other things for that. So I'm going to say we'll take pliers. Ooh. And I want to do the knife because the knife unlocks other things, right? Even though this is very good. This is a different knife, so we'll see if it has the same effect as the core story knife. Sacrifice. I wonder, are you allowed to sacrifice one of the pelt cards? And if you sacrifice the cat, does it go away? What do we think? I don't remember ever trying to do this. Because the cat says, many lives. When a card bearing the sigil is sacrificed, it does not perish. Does this not work? Because I could sacrifice the stoat, because the bullfrog is just better. You get bones. I'm just going to do a stoat, and maybe next time we'll try something weirder. Alright, boss fight. I'm going to go ahead and use this knife because I want to find out what it is. And I'm going to use it as soon as there's something interesting to go after. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, a pelt doesn't have bones, so if I tried to sacrifice a pelt, would it have not worked? Okay. This knife is probably going to do something gross. So, again, be prepared. Content warning. I'm going to try to be better at actually giving those ahead of time. So, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knife. Wait until I have something to cut. Okay. May cut one of my cards when I have... So, it looks like this might be the same as that one. Interesting. So the pack mule does not go away. And therefore I'm going to use the squirrel for the larva. And play the smoke in front of the coyote. Now I get the bones. You become a pupa. I'm going to play the squirrel, who turns into the fawn. And... well, if it's... see, now that I know that it just gets rid of an enemy card, I'm not as excited because what I wanted was the thing that would give me the special eye. So yeah, just pow. So Mothman goes away, as does the boulder. And then the adder goes away. Okay. Well, I can double up my squirrels and then play the the snapper right here, so it will defeat the mule, and then I will get the cards. Da 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 da. Nice. Dang nabbit. Wolf. Ooh, that's a lot of enemies. Bloodhound and a wolf. Corpse maggots come down as a free defender. Alright, there's a wolf. So, we play here. Sacrifice these two, and I play a wolf to kill the wolf. And then I'm just going to chop up the bloodhound. Alright, I definitely have the bones for this, so I can play a rattler here. And that will defeat the coyote, and the wolf will hit for 3, so now we're back in the plus. And Kingfisher is flying, so I'm just gonna play the squirrel for the Kingfisher, and we'll do more damage. So that's 8 damage for more teeth. So, second boss down. The Douse, a Gek, Child 13. I'm not super into any of these, really. This is a defender. The Gek is just free. Child 13, I already have a cat. Child 13 is better than the cat because of being able to transform, hence being a rare, which means I could theoretically sacrifice the cat either for bones or put the cat's many lives sigil onto something else. Probably a 1 blood creature. The Gek is just a 1/1 for free. I'm going to go with Child 13 because they can become more. I guess the Gek is a lizard, so it would have become a Touch of Death, and that would make it much more useful. Keep that in mind. This is the snow line. Vulture, wolf, goat. So we have several wolves already. Black goat and the cat supercharges economy. Black goat helps me get to wolf pretty quickly. And we have 2 items, so I'm going to go this way with sigil. So I can sacrifice the cat, and we can try figuring out whether that will go to something else. So this, I guess the bullfrog or the elk fawn or the black goat. Oh yeah, of course, black goat, because now it's triple blood and reusable. Ta-da! So as long as we protect that goat, we have just glorious blood economy. Squirrel, pelt, mole, river snapper. So the mole is a good defender against that river snapper, or against the moose. And the pelt I don't need to use yet. So there, mole. Because now I can play a squirrel and the other mole. And so I've just got defense all over the place. So I can sacrifice these 2 and play the river snapper here. Touch of Death, it will kill the moose buck. Which sounds good to me. Elk hits and moves. and I'm fine for now. River Snapper will hit for 1. The mole will jump in the way and then die. So this is the fecund thing. So we're going to put a squirrel. We're going to put this mole down here. We get another mole. And then that draws the other mole. So, and then these moles go and defend. Strange larva. So the trick here is that the strange larva, I guess it will survive 1 turn. So put that here. I'm going to put a wolf pelt down to save me some life. And we don't need that. River Snapper kills the elk. Touch of Death is very good. And then the Mothman is going to hit for 7. So there's my glorious sacrificing black goat, but we don't especially need them just yet. So I'm going to put a squirrel down, and then this mole, so that I have just an absurdity of moles, and then the Mothman hits for 7. Nice. Megalodon teeth. That's pretty cool. Kin, blood, power. So we've got 1, 2, 2 canines. Mole I don't think has a creature type. 3 lizards, right? Or did I get rid of one of my lizards? Rattler, River Snapper, Bullfrog, yeah. Blood, 1. Don't know that I actually win on blood. Power. We have a lot of things with no power. So I'm going to go for kin. Oh, there's 2. Raven, Alpha, or Corpse Maggots. Touch of Death, Evolving Raven. Sharp Quills, Bones, Alpha. Pushy Quills, Corpse Maggots. I think Raven is my choice here. My ecologist, so I could double my wolves. I don't know if will this composite wolf maintain flight? I wonder. Let's find out. Oh, I could do ravens. I actually like having these 2 different wolves, so let's double up the raven and see if we can keep the sigils. We do, because they were all on the one side. And now the raven is a 4/6 flyer, which is pretty cool. 1 bones. Right. So we can squirrel to black goat to wolf on turn 1. The mole will jump into the way once it comes into play, but we can squirrel. We can put the black goat behind the boulder to protect them, and then we sacrifice the black goat to play the wolf. We could also put down the bullfrog on the first turn, but I suppose you would, yeah, because you will be able to kill the vulture, because you'll survive the 1 hit, and then you do Touch of Death. Rock on. Glorious. This mole is going to jump in front of the wolf. The bullfrog was going to kill the vulture. The raven's going to come for me. So let's draw this. We don't need to do that just yet because, let's see. Actually, if I sacrifice the bullfrog and the goat for the wolf will go here. The wolf flies, and the wolf will do overkill because. Or the wolf will get the kill, because the mole is going to jump in the way of this wolf. Nice, many teeth. Alright. Oh, so we have 2 pelts. But if we go this way, we can use the teeth that we have to buy more pelts. But I'm not sure whether the trapper is going to be the next boss. So let's go this way, because I feel like I have so many defenders that I don't need my pelts. We'll see. We might then have the trader as the boss, so it makes things bad. Cards in hand is great because of all of the mole tech that we have. So let's do that. Wolf pelts. So this is Mirror and Ants. Touch of Death Field Mice. Fledgling Warren. Touch of Death Magpie. Ants in hand. Bones, Stinky, and Fledgling Moosebuck. I'm not sure here, because I feel pretty good about the deck. Moosebuck is good offense, especially because they're going to get stronger. Very few things are going to kill them in the one turn that they will need to become a stronger Moosebuck. This is probably... the power is going to be equal to whoever's across from them. And they give Ants. Black Goat, this is not as good because it doesn't have the infinite one. Nascent Warren isn't bad, but again, it gives me more defendy things. I don't need the more defendy things. So I'm thinking Moosebuck or Magpie, because Magpie does have Hoarder. You can search your deck for any card and take it into your hand. But it costs 2. Let's look at my deck here. Raven. Child 13 counts as a Servid. Interesting. Now the thing is, the Black Goat there's only one of them. So they sacrifice the cat. So having another 3 blood is not necessarily great. Magpie, I think, is a good Hail Mary when I need it. Now we get to paint something. Alright, so we could paint another Raven. We could paint another Black Goat for the blood. We could paint another Flying Wolf. I wonder if you paint a painted card if something goes wrong. I'm curious enough to try. Or we paint the ridiculous mole. Alright, what happens if you paint a painted card? Oh, still does the thing. Now that's a flying 5/2 wolf. Behold the power of flying wolves. Okay. So squirrel to child 13. Sacrifice child 13 to get down a bullfrog. We could then sacrifice the child and the bullfrog to get the raven. The child would turn back to a 0/1. But they're going to die either way to that elk. Raven is a 4/6. If we don't sacrifice, we're going to do 3 damage and then lose child 13. And then we're going to have ravens. So I'm going to go ahead and do this to get my ravens down. Raven does 4 immediately. Elk takes out child. Elder Raven becomes 5. Nothing is in their way. Elder Raven goes to town. Grizzly magpie, black goat. I'm going to take a second black goat because of the economy question. Flight. And now we get another option. What are our options here? So we could instead switch to Touch of Death, Pokeboys, or Pushy or Waterborne Lizards. Let's look at our lizards. No, I still think Touch of Death is better. So we're just gonna take this, and then we're still gonna do this. Okay, is this the trapper? So we don't have pelts, which means we're going to need to get pelts in order to deal with the second phase. Okay, so any leaping trap we kill will kill the creature that is in front of them when they attack, but then we get a pelt. So we're going to want to get some pelts to deal with the second phase, because otherwise we're going to have to face all 8 of the cards they put down. Yeah, this music. Alright, so I might save the Strange Larva for phase 2. Play Squirrel. We'll play Smoke to defend. And we'll play this to play the Bullfrog. Bullfrog will kill the Strange Frog. We'll take 1. Play this. Play the Squirrel. I don't want to burn through too many of my cards before we get to phase 2, but I also don't want to take a bunch of damage. So Elk Fawn could trigger the trap. So let's go ahead and let them do that. So 2 traps means 2 pelts. So 2 wolf pelts. So now we need to defend. I don't remember if we get to keep these pelts. And I need to use this to not lose. So we can play the Squirrel and kill I guess the Bullfrog, and we get the pelt. Why did this? I thought this meant that we were gonna not be dead. I guess we put that down and then we don't die. Well, the Raven means that we die. I feel like that didn't work the way it was supposed to. Because the tooth that I pulled out didn't do what it was going to do. Because after putting the tooth on, I was at -4. It must have been a turn in between. Alright, I'm going to take a restroom break. I would invite you to also take a break, stretch, walk around, move around, use the restroom, get a snack, anything like that. And then I will be back with more of Inscryption Kaycee's mod, which is very fun, even if I'm not racking up wins yet. Okay, I'll be back in just a bit. Hey, we're back. Back to Inscryption. We start. So we already have the record. But the safe is closed again. So what happens this time? Still 116. It's going to be something different. It's going to be the brain. It's empty. Okay. But we don't have the key for this yet. And we have Ant Queen and a ringworm. I'm going to take a mantis. And a mole. Mole's, again, that solid defender, even if it doesn't have the like ridiculous sigil combination that we got to last time. So we could put the double attack on wolf, which pretty quickly becomes amazing. So let's do that. Double wolf. Double wolf, if it gets to attack 2 empty spots, is an insta kill. If we are at neutral. So a guardian coyote, when an opposing creature is placed opposite to an empty space, the card bearing the sigil will move to that empty space. Porcupine. So squirrel, you're not in play yet, so you don't do the jump. And we're going to go ahead and play the mole here. We'll block the coyote and then the porcupine. So playing the squirrel here will let us play the bullfrog, where it will kill the coyote. The porcupine then will kill the mole. So we need this. Bullfrog attacks 1, porcupine attacks 1, and now we have the extra thing so that we can play squirrel and wolf. So you will take 1 for doing this, and that's fine. And then nothing happens. We draw again. We play squirrel. We play stoat. Wolf attacks for 6. 2 attacks of 3, and the stoat attacks for 1, and we get a bunch of bones. Teeth bones. Double wolves. Double attack wolves, I guess, is more accurate. Bullfrog, alpha, kingfisher. Double bullfrog, solid defense. Neither of the... I mean, alpha on the double wolf becomes pretty ludicrous, but I think bullfrog is... like right now what we want is defense to be able to stay alive while the double wolf is doing their deal. So we get a pack rat and a double attack. We have a lot of teeth that we could turn into more pelts right away. Wolf cub coming up on me. So squirrel can go to mole, because the wolf cub is going to come up and do 1 and then transform. I guess if I had the bulldog could attack the wolf cub. But immediately we just go here and we win. Because that's 6. Wolves! Alright, and so now we know... No, wait, this is different than the other knife we got. I wonder if it is actually different. I thought we had more than this. Yeah, okay. 6. Man, if we had one more... I probably could have waited out that last fight and got more teeth to then get a golden pelt. Which is... C'est la vie. Alright, so I want to use some items between now and when I get the next item space, because otherwise I'll just get another pack rat, which doesn't do a lot for me. Alright, let's get that mole. I'm going to stay at 1, because if I lose it, I will feel bad and will not be in a great position. So remind me to use items here. Okay, pronghorn and mole. So we're going to go ahead and take that squirrel right away. 1 squirrel for a mole here. And a squirrel for a bullfrog here. Attack for 1. Pronghorn defends. And I can play this rabbit pelt here to not take damage. Pack rat, which we could then instantly use. Or, yeah, pack rat and this bullfrog to go here. And then we get an item. Teeth stuff. 3, 2, 1, teeth stuff. Yeah, that's worth 1. Must have been a turn in between when I wasn't paying attention. So pack rat will hit for the pronghorn for 2. Mole takes both of those hits and the fawn. And here's the big wolf. So we can 1, 2. Double wolf. Wolf will kill both of these enemies. The elk hits for 2. Squirrel goes here. Wolf hits for 3 and hits the elk. Elk gets the squirrel and then moves over. And then wolf will hit for 6, and that will be teeth. Teeth. You can't handle the tooth. Insect, wolf, lizard. We have 1 lizard. We have 2 bullfrogs. We have 1 wolf. We have a number of pelts. Let's go for insects. Corpse maggots. Not my favorite, honestly. Okay, pick up an item. Scissors. Okay, now we can sacrifice something. I'm inclined to do this, and then I guess the pelt can do that? Mole. Yeah, let's try it on the mole. That'll be interesting. Kind of gets to jump in for free as a defender sometimes. And this is now actually the prospector as boss 1, which we haven't had in a little bit. I guess we had them as boss 2 last run. Okay, coyote and the pack mule. So we can play the smoke here, and then the mole will jump down for free. And I'm going to go ahead and put down the stoat to start doing damage on the mule. So mole goes down there to take the spot. Draw a squirrel for next time. Stoat hits. Coyotes hit. Wolf. So there. I'm going to sacrifice this mole so that I can play the wolf, and then the wolf will do both of these hits. So this wolf is going to die to that coyote unless I end this phase now, which I cannot. But I will get all the stuff from the mule. Well, maybe I will end this phase because I went up by 1, and then I do 3 more. Yep. So the wolf will get turned into a nugget. But I have all this stuff now. 1 squirrel, river snapper, bat. I have the bones for the bat. So let's just draw here. Grab a pelt. So squirrel to mole as a defender, and then we'll have a little bit of time to get the bat in another space. Bat will fly and get got, so let's wait on that. I'll go ahead and put a pelt down here and just wait. I'm going to put pelt here while we're waiting for the adder to get the nugget. The mole is going to jump in the way of the adder if the adder attacks next, or the bulldog. But if I play something, that something can just defeat the adder, unless it's the bat, because the bat will go right over them. So we're going to play squirrel to play the bullfrog, and then I'm going to wait for the mole to jump in front of this enemy. Now I can play the bat here. The bat will fly over and do some damage. Bullfrog and mole. So I play the pack rat, and then I wouldn't get anything for free, but I would just get the damage. Might as well do this. Doing a bunch of damage. Okay, we've got 3 damage going in now, which is fine. Or 4 damage, and that's some teeth. So that's phase 2. Not the fanciest win, but solid. Relying on the double wolf is not as viable in the boss fights because they have the weird mechanics. Ouroboros. Always Ouroboros. We got the Ouroboros up to like 5/5, I think, in one of our runs last week. We have 3 pelts. So let's go ahead and do that now. Mirror, great white wolf cub. Let's take a wolf cub and a raven, and then wolf pelts, bones wolf, stone elk. Ringworm is on our list of things we need, but double attack doesn't do anything with the ringworm until they get bonus attack. If we take worker ant, that makes it easier to then take the ant queen later on, which would be handy. We've got wolf, Ouroboros, pack rat, and raven all at 2 blood, so taking another 2 blood creature is probably not a great idea. So I think I will take the worker ant for that. But now we have to do this. We're going to get another pack rat, I believe. So we could combine the pack rat up here. We could spend our, how many teeth? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 teeth. So let's wait on this, go this way, and hope that there will be a trapper somewhere in biome 3 if we make it that far. Okay. I want to start getting our Ouroboros onto the board to die. So I'm not going to just alpha strike by spending a squirrel to get wolf down. So let's do this to put down the stoat to beat the bee after the bee comes and does one. And, yeah, because Ouroboros is not going to be blocking this. Well, we do need to get in the way of this somehow, so we can do that through wolves. So that's 4 damage and removing a bee. And now we can do this. We can play that. Wolf will kill the mantis. And I can play this and then sacrifice both of these to get the raven, and that gets Ouroboros up to 2/2, and that is going to give us a bunch more teeth. Cockroach, raven egg, adder. We have a grown raven. But raven egg is 1. Cockroach is 4. We don't have anything that costs bones. So I think cockroach is solid here. Because cockroach can also be fed through to Ouroboros as long as we have bones later on in a bigger fight. Right, bullfrog or pack rat. Let's do double pack rat because it makes them a much beefier card and thins out the space in our deck. We could double up on the bullfrog later on, or we get something else. I guess we have to double up on the bullfrog. Squirrel, stoat, wolf. So squirrel, stoat is going to go here. Bee hits for 1. It's the grand fur. Squirrel, bullfrog goes here. Bullfrog blocks bee, mantis, and bullfrog. Okay, so squirrel and stoat for wolf. Bullfrog kills bee, and then wolf does 6, which will give us more teeth. And card by blood. So we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that cost 2 blood, nothing that costs 3, and a lot that cost 1. One of these might be bones instead. 3 I think is too much for where we are right now. Dismantle, post-apocalyptic sim. The story is cool. All right, crafting doesn't do a whole lot for me, but But that's, yeah, maybe that's more of a the kids are asleep game than for me. I'll take a look at it though, because the combination might end up being the ticket. All right, so double bullfrog, 2/4 defender against flying is pretty solid. So these mycologist run-ins are making our deck more denser, like denser and stronger. You know, 4/4, 2/4. Ants, bugs. Ouroboros is a lizard. Bugs. So we have three bugs. Just thinking about kith and kin here. Mycologists again would give us, they would double something that we already have, which would be pretty cool. Wolf cub, mole. Okay, squirrel. 2. Wolf cub. Wolf cub does 1. Bee and bullfrog attack for 2. Wolf cub becomes wolf. Mole can just go here to wait for a while the wolf does work. So wolf is going to do 3. We're going to go up from -2 to +1. The mantis is going to hit nothing, so we'll take 1 damage and then a second damage from the bee. So we're at net +1 in this next exchange. My turn, their turn. Oh, and the mole blocks, so we're net +2. Worker ant, so squirrel to worker ant becomes a submerge. Worker ant is going to kill the bee. Now we also have a bee in our hand. So drawing a squirrel means we can play the squirrel and then draw both of these for a wolf, and we're just going to do tons of damage. Bees are free. So that's 6, 7 damage. Okay, so we do have 2 items, so we could get a 3rd item. No. Okay. Random card, mycologist, painter, or by kith item, mycologist. I think this line is more what I'm looking for. Magpie, kingfisher, rattler. I guess magpie is okay. Go to mycologist. What will they let me duplicate? Oh, they're just going to give me a double of something. What do we want doubles of? Probably not the magpie because of cost, so double stoat is okay. What shall you paint, my goo friend? Double wolf? It's probably going to be double wolf, right? Bullfrog for 2/4 isn't bad either. If I do ant, I will have 2 ants, but I think it's got to be double wolf. Let's see. Double wolf, or 2 double wolves increases the chance that I get one of them, but then I've got a lot of 1 blood just here and there random stuff. Worker ant is submerges. Yeah, it's going to be the wolf. Do you get the sigil? You do get the sigil. double wolf with 4 strength, 4 power. So, and angler. Okay, so if we could do squirrel and smoke and wolf and the phase on turn 1. No angler, but then we lose the wolf. Oh, we don't necessarily lose the wolf because chum bucket. Yeah, let's see if we can ace this nerd. 8. Because we put the ant here, and then the wolf attacks for another 8. And we have the ant. Double wolves! Gotta love the double wolves. Amalgam. So I've just got a bunch of stuff in here that I'm not super into. The magpie does help me get to wolves or Ouroboros more. Amalgam is expensive in this deck at this point. Because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards that are 2 blood. So I think Strange Larva, because that's another bomb card in terms of like get it down and protect it and then I win. Snowline. So we've got scissors and the hook. There's another time, or there's another thing that will do this, but I don't remember what it is and I'd have to go and look it up. Let's go ahead and do that because I haven't done these in a while, unless one of y'all remember it specifically. This will be clock, inscription, bottom. All right, what do you have to say, Internet? So for the bottom, you need the eye, but I don't know if I can get the eye. So I want somebody to just tell me what that time is. So it looks like biggest one is there. The second one is 5, and the third one is 4. Is that right? Yes, but this does not do it. Okay. That's just fine. Moving on. Trial item, fight trial mycologists. We probably need to get pelts for whoever. I'm guessing the Trapper is the third boss because it would have to be the Prospector or no, because we did Prospector. Yeah, it's going to be the Trapper unless there's like extra bosses that are rotating in here. So let's go this way. Elk, wolf, turkey, vulture. More wolves at this point, I think, is not necessarily especially helpful. Turkey, vulture. Whose bones? Cockroach's bones at this point. Turkey, vulture. I think Turkey Vulture is a better bet than Elk at this point, because of our bone situation. We'll see. Extra health. Who do I want to have health? Larva having health would be handy. Mole. Mole has already gotten health. I've got these 2 stoats, so improving the health of one of them doesn't do a lot for me. Let's do the larva. It's not the flashiest move, but it makes it more likely that the mole man will survive. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, and so now my larva is very beefy, or very tough. So that's handy. Stinky birds. That could be frustrating. Turkey vulture and a mole coming at me right away. And get a worker ant, put them here. Wait, I do one. Yeah, it's a weird game, for sure. I'll do this, and then I'm just gonna steal your vulture, thank you. And I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna do cool wolves. So, kill the mole. Raven egg. This bullfrog will still have some strength, even stinky. And then the raven egg gets got, and we do a bunch of damage. Nice. It is a very weird game. Alright, so how much do I have? Let's line these up. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 5. So that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we have 21. And then, so this is 11, 11, which would leave me with 3, so it'd be a golden pelt and a rabbit pelt, or 2 wolf pelts. I think 2 wolf pelts is better. And enhance health again. Enhancing the beehive would give me a chance to get more bees, which doesn't suck. But let's beef up the wolf cub once so that it has some survivability. And now a fight. Turkey vulture and a mole. Okay. Stoat. Turkey vulture hits, which is rough. And we draw, and then let's see. So I don't know what this one is going to do. So potential for eye stuff. Nope, it's a stabbing. So that gives me a pelt. And I'm going to go ahead and play these and put down the Ouroboros, which will do nothing because the mole blocks. Do we lose because of the raven? No, not quite. But we need to do something. So I think I need to sacrifice the Ouroboros to play the raven so that the raven can do 2 damage to keep me alive because the mole can't block them. because the fawn will come up and hit the raven, and then that raven will hit me for 2. Let's see, so raven, I go up by 2, then raven, I take 2. So I can have homeostasis for now. And then elk will kill my raven. Nope, I needed to draw a second squirrel. So I have 1 life here. If I spend the scissors, I can kill something. No, I think this is just when I take it on the chin. Alright, so I don't know who the boss is. Unfortunately, now I have to spend my pelts, because I don't get to not spend my pelts. Can I leave? No, that's... yeah. So I can go up to look at my cards, and I cannot leave. So I'm forced to spend my pelts. So I'll take the mirror tentacle. Doesn't suck. Double raven is pretty cool. Immortal bat or unkillable bat. Flying field mice. Rock rattler. Skunk. And raven. Well, we'll see what happens. Will I get another chance to buy pelts? Will I not? Here I think I'm going to go for the tentacle to give it survivability. Nope. Okay. Moose buck. Squirrel. Destote. So here's the thing. I win. Oh no, I don't because of the mole man. But I ate up several things. But I have to kill the moose buck because otherwise I'm a goner. Because nope, I'm still a goner. Well, fuck me, I guess. RNG was not with me. All right, so I get 2 drafts to start. Cat. And raven egg. This would give us a pack rat immediately. We can sacrifice, we can have a fledgling something else. But let's go this way. Though it does give us a harder fight to begin with. Flying, so wolves and lizards. We have 1 of each. Herbs. Let's have wolves. And a totem fight. What are you going to bring to me? We got waterborne lizards. We got some stumps here. We got a stoat. We got a cat. we got our waterborne lizard here. Squirrel. To cat. To stoat. And we could sacrifice both of them to get to wolf. Let me take one. Yeah, let's go ahead. So we're going to do 3 on offense. Take 1 from the bullfrog. And yeah, then we just win. We can use this to go to +3 so we'd get a tooth. Otherwise we're just going to be +0. So yeah, teeth things. And then we go up by 1 to get some stuff for the trapper. Pick by type. We have bird, lizard, bugs. Bugs? Cockroach. Okay. Ah, but now we can have something else that's unkillable. Unkillable cat is pretty handy. So let's cockroach, unkillable cat, unkillable wolf. So unkillable cat means that we can play stuff more effectively. Unkillable wolf means we don't have to rely on the wolf's 1 life. Let's go unkillable cat, because I think it has some long-term potential. Kingfisher, kingfisher. Bullfrog is a blocker. Jeremiah was a bullfrog, was a good blocker of mine. I don't totally remember the tune of that one, so I apologize. And Raven Egg over here. Bullfrog hits for 1. Oh no, I've been cancelled. Wait, that's not how that works. It's actually just about making terrible people face consequences. Okay, fishers, otter, and cat. So, they're doing 3 damage, we're doing 3 damage, so status quo. Raven can attack 1 more time. So, stoat, cat, wolf, finish. Kith, right. Bugs, serpents, reptiles. Bugs, beehive. Okay. Sacrifice. Sigil sacrifice. When you're struck, you get a thing. You're a flyer. So I could sacrifice the bullfrog and give that to the beehive, but instead I think I'm going to do this. And I'm going to put that on the bullfrog. Not the most life-changing thing here. Let's go solve that. Let's go this way. I have have waterborne lizards with the bullfrog, stoat squirrel, and bullfrog goes here. Bullfrog does one. Their bullfrog does one. My bullfrog is going to get got by the adder. So instead, we're going to go over here with a wolf. Kapow. Come up, bullfrog hits, adder hits. Squirrel down for a stoat. 4 damage coming at him. Kapow. And some teeth. Goodbye. Prospector. Game of chance. Pick a boulder. Alright, so this is Many Lives Corpse Maggots, which is interesting. And item or imbue. Let's look at my cards. So I could put both of those icons onto something else, which is interesting. Let's do that. Oh, this ends up making my deck very small is the thing. Oh, I can't do that one. Nascent wolf is good. Or fledgling wolf, I guess is what it's actually called. Doing 2 of these in a row, I maybe don't get to do it this time, actually. Yeah, there isn't a sacrifice. The stones quake with rage, and I get nothing. Wasn't sure whether there was going to be a consolation thing. So I should have gone the other way. Starting with an angler. Yeah, I just don't have a lot of deck, is the thing. I have two more cards. So I really need to get a win without my wolf, I guess, at this point, is what we're thinking about. This cat will come back, which is nice. Cat goes here. Cat can play stoat. Right, I play both of these. I play the wolf, and then I play the smoke, so you don't take my thing, because that's not enough to win. 1, 2, you steal the smoke. I just draw this. Wolf hits for 4, and I win phase 1. Wolf and cat. This wolf will hit the bucket and then turn into a shark. Bullfrog. So, I want to go ahead and do that. So then that turns into that. And now all I have is squirrels. But after this great white kills my corpse thing, I might be able to use the angler's thing to steal their shark, and that's basically my only chance of winning at this point. Yeah. Can I steal this card? Yes. Okay, now I'm good. Used your hook against you. Alright. Which one of you do I want? Very small deck. Good economy. Yuli is 4. 4 is so many. Pack rat here is not bad because of the cat, and I just honestly need stuff that I can play. Alright, so card to painting is good. Like just getting stuff in the deck. Grizzly, Beaver, Raven Egg. Grizzly at 3 is not terrible because of Cat, but 3 is still a lot. Raven Egg, I think it's going to be Raven Egg, just for can I play the game right now? Hello! What a good friend. I think it's going to be the wolf again, right? Doubling up. I don't know if doubling up on Cat is going to do anything for me. Okay. Yep, just the same thing again. What's that? Is it also? No. So look, here's a change. Instead of a 3/2 fledgling wolf for 2, I have a 3/2 touch of death wolf for 2. So that's a variation. Yeah, it's got the gunk, which is a little gross. Cat, bullfrog, pack rat. He did do his best. Squirrel. Cat. Cat to bullfrog. Bullfrog dies, but I get a B. So I can put the B there and they will block for 1 turn. I could play a squirrel and then play the pack rat, which is actually solid here. Pack rat is going to attack and that doesn't matter because the mole is going to get in the way. Raven egg. They're going to get attacked at some point. I'm still up, that's fine. Pack rat kills the mole. Elk hits for 2 and moves over to my pack rat, but Raven is now a thing. I have 4 bones. Yeah. If I grab the squirrel, I could put it in the way. Okay, and here's Big Wolf. Because the corpus maggots can be sacrificed again. So the wolf goes there. Okay. Not shabby at this point. Having the extra wolf is pretty good. Maybe I can sacrifice... I might sacrifice... Because this is... I can't sacrifice this again because it already has a sigil on it. So I'm going to have to sacrifice something up there. Kith. I think I'm just going to go by random because I get to pick which specific card I want out of 3. Elk. 1, 2, 3 that cost 2. Bullfrog, Kingfisher. I think Bullfrog because of the mycologists. Little mucus? It's not a problem. Nicely done, Arun. No. Alright, let's sacrifice the pack rat so that anytime we play the bullfrog, we get the bonus, because then I might sacrifice the stoat to something else. So now the bullfrog has 2 sigils instead of 1. So totem fight, and then choose by blood, or normal fight, and then, yeah, I'm going to go this way, boop, 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 because we've already done a lot of sacrificing here. And it lets me avoid the totem fight. Bullfrog, cat, stoat. Okay, same basic deal again. Cat. Bullfrog goes there. Stoat goes here. I've played my whole hand. I get a bonus. My bonus is that my hand is out. I get bees! This bullfrog is free, and I get that. I don't know that I want the free turn, but I do want to use an item. So let's just go up by 1 here with that. Stoat hits, bullfrog hits, elk. I'm going to save the bee just in case. Elk kills my bullfrog and moves. Raven egg goes here. Raven egg goes there. Bee will go here to block. Now the raven's a flyer. Wolf. This wolf will kill the mole, but then the raven will fly over and win for me. Ta-da! All of the bees. Alright, so wolf, wolf, canine, bird, elk. Elk is okay. Not great, not bad. Power. Power. Taking one of these wolves to 4 is pretty good. Is there something that's better? Unkillable cat who finally has power? Interesting. Bullfrog. Well, you're going to gain power. So if I give you +1, you might become 5 when you grow up. But 5, the 5 that I want is in 1 turn, is the thing. All right, become more powerful bulldog, bullfrog. And I escape with my beefier bullfrog. And now a fight. All right, this is the not as beefy bullfrog, and there's the moose buck. Squirrel to cat. The cat is probably going to die sooner because, oh, you can't actually push them off the board is the thing. But bullfrog here, and I get an item. And we attack for 1. Moose attacks for 3 and moves. Okay. You are the one that does the kill. So we do this, we put you here, the wolf will kill the moose buck. And now we're in business. But that dog is going to kill the wolf when they come down. And I have 2 of these, so we're just going to do our damage. Oh, well, the wolf got in the way, and then the bloodhound does the thing. Of course, maggots go there. But now I can sacrifice both of these and put a wolf here. Bloodhound goes there. Wolf will kill the bloodhound. And corpse maggots do 1. Sparrow hits for 1. Wolf becomes beefy. Give me a bullfrog, and everybody attacks. Okay, nicely done. Now we have some teeths, and we can buy some pelts. We know that this is just kills a card. So this is 7. So there we go. Or we could have just bought that, but I want to have the pelts. What do we have doubles of? We can combine a rabbit pelt. We could combine wolves. We could combine bullfrogs. I don't know that we will get all of these sigils is the thing, because it's the left hand of one and the right hand of the other. Combining the wolves is not what I would like, because this is in the middle and it might lose the thing. I don't know that we have any statues, so if we could do these 2, we get statues. So let's do that. We'll get something. Alright, so we have wolf. Wolves fly. Wolves fly is pretty rad. Wolves fly means that the Touch of Death wolf will not kill enemies, though. But I'm going to take this for lack of something else, and then maybe we'll get a base that I like better and that we can replace. So instead of flying wolves, it can be something else wolves. Bees wolves, or flying elk, or flying, what was the last? Flying lizards. Flying lizards is bullfrogs. Flying, I think I'll stick with flying wolves. Awoo! All right, and now we're going in with three pelts, a skip turn, that like when I make it, it rattles my teeth. It's so good. Struck? Struck may not work because this turns into a trap. So these will go down when that one dies, which is good. Smoke, squirrel, elk. Go clear those out for me. Bullfrog dies to the trap. Corpse maggots go in. They will kill the rabbit. Elk gets to defend. I draw. I can sacrifice you for as many as I want, which means... Wait, no. I said undo. Well, I guess I already did it, so I gotta do it. Because I already had 3 items. Is the thing. I wanted to use an item before I did that. Oh well. Beat the trap. Spring the trap. More pelts. There's another pelt, so this elk is going to hit the trap and then maybe the adder? I don't know whether that will spring first. We'll see. Nope, does not go through to the adder. So I get hit for 1. I get some cards. Alright, so now is when I use the squirrel. And we sacrifice both of these, and I put the wolf down. Oh no! The wolf is flying, so it's gonna go over and do 3, and then it's gonna get killed. Boo. Wrong place. Nope. I need... Well, I guess I just put that down to buy myself a turn. Yeah, because I need something for the last phase. So I'm just going to kind of make it the last phase now. So I have some steam in the tank. Okay, so we've got lots of pelts, which is good. I hope you brought pelts, because these creatures are prepared to rip your throne out. Trade for what you can, but know this, the rest will stay and fight for me. Alright, so we have 5. So I'm taking their wolf, I'm I'm going to take their adder. I'm going to take this egg. I'm going to take the raven. And I have one more. Bully. This doesn't matter for you. You're a jump in defender. All right, I'm just taking all of their beefiest cards, basically. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So I'm going to draw a squirrel. I'm going to play a squirrel, and now I have 2 to sacrifice. I'm going to play these here, because that will let me kill this River Otter before it gets to attack. And that's going to do 1. So, looking good. Jump into defend. Squirrel. And let's see, you have 3, that's fine. Squirrel and you for wolf. Go forth, my friends. Murder, murder, murder. Nice. So, a 3rd boss down. And we still have the clock. Ouroboros Urayuli Gek. So we have flying wolves. We still have pelts. It's a little bit late for the Ouroboros, so I'm going to just go for the Gek because they're free. All right. Is this a win, or do we have to also do... Okay. I don't remember if this is if that was the second boss or this like, is this actually endless? Because if it's endless, we don't complete runs successfully. So maybe that was only the second boss, which means that this will be the prospector. We haven't done the clock in this one. Okay, still 116. Because we already have the record. Nope, it's empty. Okay. So, things we get sacrificed. We have these pelts that I want to get rid of. Lots of things with lots of icons, so I don't know if I want to go that way. We could stock up on items, so we're going to go this way. Because we used 2 out of 3. The trials. Trial of blood, trial of power, trial of health. So we have these all cost 0 blood, so that makes the trial of blood, I think, tricky. They also have 0 power. So I think it's going to be trial of health. 2, 4, 6. Okay. That worked just fine. Raven egg with unkillable and search. The hoarder on this is pretty strong. You give bones and you give item. Yeah, it's going to be the raven egg here. Because if it's unkillable, I put it out to get a card that I want. It dies. I put it out to get a card that I want. That's going to be pretty handy. Goat. And pliers. So that goes to another item, so we need to use some items here. So I think we're going to go this way because there's mycologists or bones. All right, so they have wolves with fall-off tails. I have flying wolves. All right, so we're going to go all out. Squirrel to goat to wolf Yeah, nope. Go to Flying Wolf, and Rabbit Pelt goes here to absorb a hit. 3 right away. Scurry. I've used an item, so now Bullfrog, and I get Pliers. You're gonna fly for 4. So teeth stuff, I'm just gonna go ahead and use one of these because having two at once doesn't do a lot of good for me. And then I'll get teeth for the overkill. Chunk. And a trial. The dogs would just have their own tails in their mouths. I think you're 100% right, Rudinell. Kith, power, blood. I mean, pelts, power. Let's try Kith here. Can lizard? Nope. No love. So, mycologists, we do have 2 wolves. The combined wolf would be pretty ridiculous. Or we could combine raven eggs, which is interesting. And I only have the corpse maggots that take bones, so getting more bones doesn't do a lot of good for me. We're gonna go here. Bullfrog. I probably don't get to keep both of these. I don't know which symbol I would get to keep, but it would become a 3/4. Combine pelt. Let's combine the raven egg. So it should keep both of its sigils. Yep. But it's 0/4, so it's very beefy. It has lots of health to defend right away. I've never seen a repeat boss here, so I think I'm okay to trade away my pelts. Depending on whether I have the kind of the end game section, kind of biome 4. Wolf and mole are coming at me. So, squirrel to cat. Cat goes in the corner. Stoat goes here to defend against wolf. Do 1. Wolf hits. So I have 1, and then I have 2 things that cost 2. They will hit for 6, so I need basically a turn pass. And then I need one of these, because then I could play this, and Flying Touch of Death, Wolf, or Elk. So here I'm actually going to play the Elk, because that will kill this wolf. Oh no! Yeah, I remember you talking about lizard hunt thing. Okay, what is my best option here? Because I'm down by 2, and if I put down nothing, I will lose next time. The elk is going to do 2 to the mole. The mole will still be alive. If I put down a squirrel, I can sacrifice the cat and the squirrel and have the wolf. I think I do this, because then the wolf does 3. That wolf will do 4, which is not great. But I'm alive. I play this squirrel, which will keep me alive. And then I do 3. Wolf, the wolves, yeah, they kill everything. I think this is a loss. You're a 2/2, so you can kill the alpha. You could have killed one of the wolves. Saves me 2 damage versus... Yeah, that's fine. painting. Let's go this way. Because now I can trade away the pelts. Mirror and Sparrow. Beewolf, Stone Mole, Bunny, Card, Tentacle, Bee, Ants, Bullfrog, Flying Defender, Warren. I don't know about the cards in hand thing at this point, because I've ended up pretty thin on cards in the ground. So I think I may want to go Warren here for defense, because I'm replacing pelts that are defense. Right, so this is health up. So I could do that to my Warren. Could do it to the Tentacle. Gek becomes 1/3. It can maybe take a hit. I'm not pressed if I lose this Warren, so now I've thinned my deck. And I get the bones, which is fine. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use these to kind of make sure that I have the space. We've got a rabbit, a pokey coyote, and a river otter coming at me. Squirrel, sparrow, because this rabbit is just going to keep on attacking for 0. How to levitate, throw yourself at the ground and miss. Yep. I've also seen that as how to fly. Squirrel here. Stoat. I guess I'll draw this. Attack for 1, you get killed. Stoat does 1. Leave that there. I don't think I want to do cat here because I'm going to lose cards. So we do go up by 2. Lose 2 cards. Now I take this. Squirrel to cat. And then both of these to elk. Coyote dies. Yeah, elk goes through for that. Gek kills sparrow. Elk attacks. And that's 5. Nice. Good job, Gek. You were there when I needed you. Alright, so this is the Prospector boss. Prospector as 3rd boss is going to be interesting. I don't know that I've had that before. We have 4 teeth. We could sacrifice something, so yeah, we're going to go this way. Black goat, coyote, elk, fawn. I'm going to go black goat because then I may be able to put the triple blood on my cat and make the cat amazing. Right? Triple blood. Nope, cannot put triple blood on my cat. But I could put it on the Gek, which makes them a pretty amazing sacrifice. 3 for 0. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, bully, stinky, lizards. Flying lizards is bullfrog, bullfrog, geck versus flying wolves. I think I'm going to, no, because I can't have stinky lizards because both of these are in front. I can have stinky horn boys, stinky elk. Stinky, and we're still going to have flying wolves. Okay, bring it on, Prospector. Alright, so I want to win phase 1 quickly if I can, to not get worn down too much. Ah, so now this is a wolf instead of a coyote. Got it. Well, we want to block that for sure. Alright, you're going to do 1 and take the hit. I'm going to do 3, 4. This is rough. Alright, so double squirrels. If I play the elk, because the elk will kill the wolf and then go over there to die to the adder. But that I think means that I lose, right? Yep. Okay. Phase 3, or Phase 3 Prospector is very rough. Okay, well, we're at just about 4 o'clock, so that is going to be it for me today in Inscryption. So, learning more about the game, finding some secrets and things. A little bit rough runs, but that's fine. I'll probably do some more Inscryption Kaycee's mod at some point in the future for the stream, but I might do something else for this Wednesday, rather than have it be kind of 3 in a row beyond Elden Ring. But that is TBD. My normal streaming schedule is Sundays and Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, and nope, that's not anything. Girl by Moonlight. Fractal Spire is the Girl by Moonlight game that I play with The Kids Are Asleep and other lovely folks at Speculate, and you can find all the videos of those that we've done at YouTube. Today or tomorrow I'm going to do some more work to help Rudy edit those into podcast episodes, which you can find at speculatesf.com. Yeah, I think if you win a run and you have your difficulty, you unlock more difficulty. And I've heard that there are ways to get different starting decks in Kaycee's mod. Somebody who came to the stream last week, or last time, for Inscryption said that was an option. So those, I'm looking to at least do some of that before I call off. I might not do all of it on stream though. I might do some stuff off stream to unlock some things and then have more options next time I'm sharing it with y'all. Other than that, I will say win tic-tac-toe, yeah. Supporting the stream here is wonderful and fabulous. You can also support what I do at patreon.com/Michael R. Underwood, where you would then also get essays about writing and publishing, pictures of my amazing dog Oreo, who is a wonderful log and a good friend, you can get excerpts and works in progress at higher levels, including taking a peek at what's going on with the Genrenauts tabletop role-playing game. That is going to be me for today, and I will say thank you to Arudnell, to The Kids Are Asleep, Thank you to Backburner for coming by and for the follow. And I will see all of y'all some other time. Let's check to see if there's anyone we can send some love to with a raid.
Oh my god.
Just make that go away. Who is actually streaming? Come on, show me the thing. Yeah, let's go raid Literal Soup, who is a game designer. They ran a game for that Valerie and I played, where we played rival mecha pilots, and that was really fun. So let's do that.
You need a feat to help maintain concentration. Like, it's good, but it still hurts me. It's still a little rough.
You don't really care about charisma with Spirit Guardians that much.
Isn't it?
They still take half damage. They still take half damage on a success.
Yeah, I think you're mostly aiming for the half damage anyway. Also, hi, Turbo Tango. Thanks for the raid. Yeah, thanks.
So
for the
then,
follow.
where in the world does this sit?
I feel like this is a